I don't know why I'm so uncomfortable. What am I doing? Episode 2. Hello and welcome back. This is episode 2 of me repotting plants and not really knowing what I'm doing, but I'm trying my best. So we are going to be repotting these plants. We're going to be adjusting the pH balance of the soil a little bit. We've got some lime here. Lime will raise the soil pH. Some sulfur for our acid-loving plant. This will lower our pH levels. Pick this up at Home Depot or Menards or any garden center that you might have around you. This lovely plant here is a croton or croton, however you prefer to pronounce it. And it usually thrives in soil with a pH balance of 4.5 to 6.5. We're going to test how it is now and see if we can't manage the 4.5 to 6.5 range. So this is our pH meter. We will be using it to test the pH of the soil. Stick it in the soil for about a minute and it'll tell us what our levels are at. Most of these run less than $20. This one specifically was about $8 to $9. So pH levels range from 0 to 14, 0 being very acidic and 14 being very alkaline and 7 being neutral. Some people refer to acidic soil as being sour and alkaline soil as being sweet. So to begin, we are taking here a prepared pot of our pre-mixed garden soil. Added some distilled water, which is important. We've compacted down the soil for a more accurate reading. Turn this guy on. It is going. I'm gonna place this over to the side so that it has time to do its thing. About a minute. All right, so let me take a peek back at what we have. So it looks like we've got about 6.7. We're gonna want to add a little bit of sulfur. One a little more than the other. So let's get started with that. So I'm going to start by filling each of these with some of the dry soil. I'm not going to be using the muddy soil just because that's going to be a little messy. Graceful. Alright. Okay, of course. Alright, so I've got some soil in each of these. Before I handle our sulfur, I am going to wear gloves. I'm not going to be handling too much, so it shouldn't be too much of a worry. I am going to be using about half a spoonful for the croton here, maybe a little less, sprinkle. I will add a little more for our Dracania here. That's good. We've got our lovely croton here, got our cute planter. I am going to be reusing these nursery pots. They're good for any small plants you may have, like succulents, or if you're starting anything by seed. Rolling this around to help because the roots are here, so I want to make sure I can ease it out. She won't come out. Oh, there we go. Oh, look at that. Look at those roots. Alright, now I got my pile of dirt. I'm just going to press the soil to the sides of the pot so I can get this guy down in there. Add a little bit more to the top. Alright, so we have our croton here, all ready and nice. And I'm going to set this to the side while we work on our Dracania. Hopefully this one is a little easier for me to do. If you have roots like this, try to kind of feed it back through rather than pulling it. That way you're not pulling on the leaves. There we go. Holy moly. Untangle some of these roots so they can continue to grow. Alright, and again, just gonna press this soil to the side so I can get this a nice depth into our pot here. Clean up my mess a little bit. So now that I am done touching the soil, I can ditch my gloves here. And I would also like to mention that if you do have any plants that you would like to readjust that have already been planted, you are able to add your lime or your sulfur to water and reacclimate your plants very slowly, being very careful as to not get any of the sulfuric or lime added water onto your leaves or the stalks of the plant. When it dries, it can burn your plants and damage the leaves. Alright, so now that they are planted, I am going to water them with some distilled water again. And after they've sat for a bit, I am going to test the pH a second time to make sure that they are adjusted. Any further adjustment, I will do that by adding the sulfur or the lime to water and slowly acclimating them again. So as you can tell, this is our second video and also about plants. We're going to do a test schedule of every other week doing plant videos. On our off weeks, we will be doing craft videos, hoping that my sister will make an appearance. Thank you for watching. These plant babies are going on the porch. Goodbye.
Sphagnum. Sphagnum? Sphagnum.
Canadians. Sphagnum.
Sphagnum? Is it sphagnum or is it sphagnum?
Sphagnum. Sphagnum.
Yeah.
Sphagnum peat moss.